The verdict is in. I know a lot of you guys are on edge. This could be a very emotional situation for a lot of people. The jury has finally reached a verdict in the George Floyd murder trial. So as we wait for the actual reading of the verdict, I just wanted to provide some background as to who the jurors are. I didn't really know who they were and their background. So here's just a little snippet and just some information about who's making the decisions in the trial. So go ahead and take a listen.
The jury's racial and gender makeup has shifted after the two alternates were let go yesterday. So right now, here's how it stands. We have 5 men, 7 women. The racial makeup includes 6 people who are white, 4 who are black, and 2 people who identify as multiracial. A good portion of the jury is also under the age of 50. Now, jury selection was a time where we saw the attorneys really getting to know those prospective jurors. Eric Nelson for the defense and Steve Slisher for the prosecution closely questioned those jurors about what they knew about the case and what they thought about the defendant, Derek Chauvin.
Do you attribute responsibility for that to my client sitting here today based on the media presentation?
I don't think I can say one way or another. I mean, not here. You know, maybe at the time I had an opinion, but with some distance, I don't think I can say.
Okay. So your opinion or your perspective has evolved over time? Is that what you might say?
I'd say that.
Okay. Why did you answer that you have a somewhat negative impression of Mr. Chauvin?
Again, just from, that's the only thing I've ever seen of this person, and that video, you know, just makes you sad. I feel like it's just, nobody wants to see somebody die, whether it was like his fault or not. Nobody wants to see that, you know, it's just hard to watch something. So, yeah, and of course, obviously, you see all of these people talking and saying things and coming at someone's character on social media and stuff, so the perception that you're given is negative, but then when you actually think back on it, you're like, okay, I don't know this person though, so I feel like this, but again, I could be proven wrong or whatever.
Someone died, and that's obviously not a positive thing by any means, and that he should be given the same justice that I'm here to help try and be a part of hearing in the case amongst his peers.
Okay. So who should be given that same justice?
Ideally, George should have at the time, and so the fact that he is not here to be held in front of a court for the crimes that he was being apprehended for is the somewhat negative that I was referring to in my questionnaire.
Do you have a negative impression of the whole case? I am not sure if I have a negative impression on the defendant personally.
I have sympathy or empathy, you know, for everyone involved, because this is life-altering, life-changing, and it's hard.
Did you form the opinion that he was doing something wrong?
I don't know if he's doing something wrong or not, but somebody died from the situation. So I mean, I like I said, I don't think he had any intention of harming anybody, but somebody did die. So.
I believe I stated in my questionnaire that I don't know that based on the little clip that I've seen, that I've even gotten all the facts to form an opinion. Okay. And I won't be able to form an opinion on him until I have all the facts. And that's what someone should do.
From what you've seen and heard and talked about with your friends, can you put that all to the side and start presuming Mr. Chauvin innocent of these charges?
Yes, I never say he was guilty, you know, I guess, yeah, I was neutral, so, yes.
Okay. What was it that caused you to have this somewhat negative opinion about Mr. Chauvin?
It was really just my perception of what I saw on the news.
In terms of Mr. Chauvin, you wrote, I am not sure what training the defendants had for this kind of event. I don't know who was in charge, how the whole encounter started, or what frame of mind they were in. Right?
Right.
Can you just kind of, I mean, what in your opinion, sitting here now, how do those things impact your impression of Mr. Chauvin?
Well, I suppose based on the training that's given, that would tell me if he was utilizing the training given.
You wrote with respect to Mr. Chauvin that there are two sides to every story, and I don't know all of the details.
Because I just don't know. I don't know what I don't know. There's a video, there's rioting in the city, and, I just know the surface.
Okay.
I don't know anything other than that. I don't know.
Would you think it's important to get more information before you could make a decision?
I think more information would be very helpful.
Your impression, your general impression of both Mr. Chauvin and Mr. Floyd. And for both, you had a somewhat negative, you checked the box somewhat negative, right? I mean,
I did.
That's fair enough. All right. And what you wrote about Mr. Chauvin is you wrote, the media paints Derek Chauvin as an aggressive cop with tax problems. All right?
Just what I heard.
Understood.
All right, let's